Lennox, walking on the moon. On July 1969, half a billion people around the globe were glued to their television screens. At the same time, millions listened to radio broadcasts, an event marking milestone in human history. It was unfolding over the airwaves. For the first time, astronauts were walking on Earth's moon in just 6 decades. He would have gone from flying a few feet above the ground to visiting the lunar surface. This incredible progress came out because of the imagination, determination, and courage of countless people chasing a dream. In 1903, American over and global ride achieved the first sustained control by a power aircraft. By 1918, airplanes were an important part of World War One military operations across the globe. World War Two led to the development of faster and larger planes. They could reach a speed of over 800 miles per hour and an altitude of over 4,000 feet. Scientists and engineers became interested in expanding the boundaries of flight into outer space. During the late 1940s, the United States experimented with rocket planes that could fly at supersonic speed. In 1958, President Dwight Eisenhower signed a congressional bill forming an independent agency and dedicated to flight space with the National Atlantic and Space Administration or NASA. Milestone and setbacks. The Project Mercury was the first spaceflight program in the USA. By 1961, the program had launched space satellites and sent humans into orbit around the Earth. Those achievements inspired President John F. Kennedy to publicly promise that within 9 years, the United States would be landing a man on the moon and return him safely to the Earth. NASA researchers knew that to make good on the president's promise, very new technology had to be developed and tested. They suddenly found themselves in a different type of a race against time. The Mercury mission showed that NASA could send one person to space and back safely. Now, NASA wasn't considering sending two or more people. What would happen to them if they spent many days in space? NASA's next mission, Project Gemini, set out to answer the question. Gemini's main goal was to send people into space preparation for traveling to the moon. Gemini craft was larger than the Mercury capsule and much improved. The Mercury capsule could only change the direction in which it faced third orbit. The Gemini capsule could change the actual orbit it was in. In June 1965, during Gemini 4, astronaut HY performed NASA's first spacewalk, officially known as extravehicular activity or EVA. In 1965, the Gemini 7 mission stayed in orbit for 2 weeks. 1 year later, Gemini 10 demonstrated how one spacecraft could dock with another using a single engine to move both. With each success, NASA leadership grew more confident. They believed their astronauts were ready to embark on more missions. Soon would be named Apollo. By 1967, NASA was ready to launch the first of Apollo's missions. Even with all the preparation, these were tragically wrong. During a launch test on 27, 1967, fire broke out inside Apollo 1 capsule. Astronaut Gus Grissom, Ed White, Roger Chafe could not escape. Fast-moving flames, all 3 were killed. the tragedy of the country temporarily all launches. NASA did a thorough investigation, put oxygen environment and flammable material in the capsule have to spread the fire quickly. The capsule environment was changed from pure oxygen to a mix of gases similar to Earth's atmosphere. Now, a highly concentrated material that was easily covered at many parts were replaced with fireproof material made of fiberglass. Most importantly, the hatch was redesigned with a metal release lever both inside and outside the capsule. The hatch could open outward in seconds. A special device and seal would prevent it from opening by many mistakes. Apollo resumed. Just 10 months after the disaster, new improved Apollo 4 command and service vehicle was launched into Earth's orbit. If a pilot mission went out without a hitch and restored national confidence. The Apollo mission continued. In December 1968, the crew of Apollo 8 was sent on a journey around Earth's moon. 6 months later, the three-person Apollo 10 mission launched. It was a real lunar landing, lunar model, separate from the CSM, within 400,000 feet. The moon surfaced with two crew members inside. There was one brief, scary moment when the LM began spinning wildly, but the crew solved the problem quickly with the opposite CSM. Two crew members returned for the CSM to return ship to Earth. Apollo 10 has been a successful mission, and NASA was trying to an active lunar landing. We have lift off. Wait a minute. It was now 1969 and time was running out to fulfill President Kennedy's promise. The crew of Apollo 11's mission was trained and ready to make history. Wait a minute. Neil Armstrong was the commander. Michael Collins was the command and service motor pilot, and Buzz Aldrin was the lunar motor pilot. On early July 16, 1969, at 9:32 a.m. local time, the crew boarded the CSM, named Columbia. With a mighty roar, the Saturn V rocket launched them on an 8-day journey of 953,054 miles. Within 3 minutes, the spacecraft was 33 miles above Earth, traveling at 6,340 per hour. At about noon, wait a minute. At about noon, the first stage engine fire pushed Apollo 11 out of Earth's orbit and toward the moons. As the spacecraft moved away from the Earth, the crew began unpacking the lunar vehicle, named H, from its compartment. First, explosive water released echo from the compartment and blew away the compartment's wall. Columbia removed about 100 feet in front of Eagle and turned around the door with head-to-head. At that point, the rest of the outer compartment blew away from the spacecraft. Columbia and Eagle continued their journey to the moon dock together. The Eagle has landed. By day 3, Apollo 11 was 175,000 miles from Earth and 48,000 miles from the moon. Astronaut Armstrong climbed through a tunnel connecting Columbia to Eagle to make sure everything was in working order. On day 4, Columbia showed down so it could be put in a lunar orbit. The next morning, Odin boarded Eagle, fired up against its engine. An hour later, Armstrong boarded the landing. The legs were deployed, they closed ahead, and Eagle separated from Columbia. Collins piloted the CSM away from the LM, continued orbiting the moon. Armstrong fired the descending engine to guide Eagle toward its reprogrammed landing spot in smooth areas known as the Sea of Tranquility. However, their flight path was taken toward a cattle strand with rocks. As alarm sounded, Armstrong took control and steered Eagle toward a safer site. Tensions were high in Eagles, and with mission control, the NASA official back on Earth. When the LM finally touched down, it had only 30 seconds of fuel remaining. When Armstrong reported that the Eagles had landed, mission controls burst into cheers. A step, a lift, a splash. Armstrong and Aldrin attached portable life support and communication systems they needed to perform the EVA. Armstrong opened the hatch at 10:39, slowly made his way to the bottom step. As he did, Armstrong switched on a television camera, touched the latter that could show this historic event to the world. Almost 20 minutes after he exited Eagle, Armstrong placed his left foot onto the gray dust of the lunar surface. As he did, he said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Another 20 minutes passed before Aldrin left the Mercury and joined him. The astronauts planted an American flags were congratulated by President Nixon. Armstrong then positioned the camera so it could record the activities. The astronauts conducted several experiments and collected lunar soil, even rock samples. After 2 hours and 47 minutes, they returned to Eagle. On July 24, Eagle's assigned engine started. It began climbing at a speed of 80 feet per second. 4 hours later, Eagle docked with Columbia. Astronaut Armstrong Aldrin came back to the command door, rejoining Mike Hawkins. On July 24, Columbia service module was jettisoned just before the command. Module entered the Earth's atmosphere, traveling faster than the speed of the sound. The CM hurtled toward Earth. Fission electrified in the air surrounding the CM to produce fiery glowing plasma. Plasma engulfed the CM, blocking all the radio signals, and only the CM protective heat shield kept captured from burning up. Parachute releasing to slow Columbia's descent toward the landing zone in the Pacific Ocean. It splashed down at 11:49 a.m. Central Daylight Time, about 800 miles southwest of Hawaii. The USS Hornet retrieved the astronaut from spacecraft. "Welcome home." A helicopter brought Apollo 1 crew to the Hornet, where they were quarantined in a trailer. The Hornet sailed back to Hawaii, and the trailer was put on the plane to Houston, Texas, where the crew spent 21 days in quarantine. Afterward, huge parades were held in Houston, Chicago, and New York City. The epic mission completed. The astronaut and the team at NASA achieved something heroic and contributed to raising conversation about the possibilities of space travel.
Good job. NASA.